Journalist for Iran International, which is an independent online news service. She's joining us from Washington, D.C. Very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera.
Thanks for having me.
You've covered Iran for a long time. What are you making of what's happening with the protests, their demands, and how the government has reacted so far to them?
Well, what started with just one protest on Thursday in the religious city of Mashhad, one of Iran's largest cities, and with just slogans against the president, anti-Hassan Rouhani slogans, quickly escalated, both in the chants and the slogans and the demands that are very political and also economic, like you explained, and has spread to multiple cities, dozens of cities across Iran, including Tehran and other major cities. The scope of the protests are not really comparable to what we've seen, the large protests before. In 2009, the Green Movement, the post-election protests, and also before that in the previous 2009 protests. But the scope of them, as far as the number of cities, and the fact that it's spread so quickly with the help of social media and some online organization tools, is showing that there is legitimate dissent, both political and economic, and this is not just against the administration or the president, Hassan Rouhani. This seems to be targeting the entire establishment.
Because the slogans, as you mentioned, are not just against the president. Just how worrying do you think this will be for the government so far?
Well, I've been speaking to some mostly reformist political activists in Iran, and there's this widespread understanding inside Iran that the mobilization and the organization first started by anti-Rouhani hardliners in the city of Mashhad, which actually happened to be the base for one of his main rivals in the last election, and it wasn't expected to be anything beyond just slogans against the administration and the president. But it seems like the dissent within the everyday Iranian in the population is just so much deeper that it has gone beyond the presidency, and it has gone all the way up to the supreme leader, which is very worrisome for all factions of the establishment. And now you see figures coming out from all different political factions, from the right to the left, condemning these types of slogans that are basically targeting the establishment and seeking some sort of revolutionary change within the regime, as some of the slogans are suggesting. But at the same time, there seems to be an acknowledgement of the issues and the problems and the economic and political mismanagement that has caused the populace to become so angry.
And is that acknowledgement enough? How do you expect this to play out over the next few days?
Well, I don't think the acknowledgement is very sincere on all political factions. Mainly, some of the economic and financial mismanagements are not only bound to the current administration, they're actually holdovers from the previous administration. All administrations, all different factions of the establishment tend to try to blame them, like you said, on U.S. and international sanctions, which some of them have been lifted, and some of the economic downfall has been contributed to sanctions. But that's not all of the story. The mismanagement in the economic and the political sector. Even in foreign policy, there are some slogans that are suggesting no to Gaza, no to Lebanon, meaning financial backing of foreign groups as opposed to internal response to people's economic problems. It seems like people just need more strict and sincere answers to the issues that have existed for a very long time.
Ms. Mortazavi, it's very good to get your thoughts on this. That's Negar Mortazavi joining us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Thank you.